That's awesome. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll join in. Phil is so organized and he's got obviously really good systems to follow up because he's working with me on a great referral, and this person is a great staller, but Phil's prompt has been very beneficial.
No, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. This has been, I just to say, this has been a great group to work with. We have regulars, we have people that come in and always some new faces, but it really focus really is on referrals and building relationships. And it's like, I'm like, for me, to just admit is that I'm not about like quantity. It's like being in a lot of networking groups, a little like a phone book. You can meet lots of people and get lots and lots of names and numbers. And it really doesn't generate business or doing that. What builds business is relationships, and it's like getting to like with Russell, with Scott, with almost most of the people on this call right here. Over time, we get to know each other, know what you do, and you have that confidence, and you win, and it's a trust and confidence. That's the foundation that we can really build some business on and do business on. And I've just found that's true over time. And so continuity and trust and confidence, that's
Yeah.
key elements. And I think Bob's nodding his head, and so I really appreciate this
Well,
group, and thank you for that shout out. That's really nice.
yeah, the other thing I find about Phil, which is so it's rewarding for everybody because he's got an open-mindedness, he's willing to listen, he's willing to make changes when the suggestions are good. And our like I said, our objective is to take this group to a whole new level so that we get even more consolidated and working together. And I think that makes a big difference. Phil is one of the leaders of the pack. I probably met with everybody in this group at this point. And I think everybody would say the same thing. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I like to say the subtitle for our group is "Everybody Loves Phil."
Well, I'm blushing. Okay, that's not a special effect. Anyway, thank you so much. But along these lines, Ed, it's great to meet you here this morning. I did send you a note in the chat. I don't know if you saw it, but recently with Zoom Business myself, recently listed and sold several environmental and pest companies, pest and termite control companies. So if you're acquiring or you were looking, thinking about an exit strategy or plan, good to connect. Let's connect and chat and see if there's something that I can help you with.
Yeah, Phil, definitely in the acquisition mode. I've purchased 5 pest and termite companies in the last 10 years, so
Wow,
always looking for more.
Sounds good.
love to hear that.
Let's chat then.
Hey, Phil, how many states can you operate in as a business broker?
Can operate in all the states. I think there's around 7 or 8 states where you have to have a special licensing. Like, for example, I have a listing in Florida right now for an environmental services business, and engage a licensed broker in Florida that becomes the record for the listing in that state. But generally speaking, it can list in any state. That said, my focus is really here in California, and and in California, mostly Southern California. So like when you're when you've got whatever 600,000 business, when you're in LA in this area, you don't have to cast a wider net to look for business opportunities.
Terrific.
Anybody else on
A
Phil?
quick shout out to Russell Lookadoo, because Russ has so much knowledge, and he's like tech forward, but he's also so down to earth, and he brings a great sense of humor, and he's just, the he's like scary smart, and I'm sure his clients love him because he's the kind of guy I know he can just find the solutions and find the flaws and then work through those. And I'll bet your retention rate for your clientele is very high. So we appreciate you, Russ.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Appreciate you running this group with your perspective, and that makes it very enjoyable. Appreciate being here. Missed you the last 5 weeks, but this is my high season, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, welcome back. Debbie, you
So-
raised your hand. Go for it.
Well, I do want to do a shout out to Scott He's great at finding you health insurance and the other services he offers with businesses. Also, you know, he actually did my Zyto link scan, so I appreciate him doing that. And he was quite educated with what it came out with. So I thank you, Scott, for that, for doing that.
Yeah, I'd like to echo Debbie's tech and her skills as a health professional. She, in the past 2 years, she's gotten some incredible certifications. She's really done some deep dives, and this tool, the Zyto link, is incredibly sophisticated. It does a scan of your face from a iPhone app, and it's amazing what it can detect. So
Or
I
Android.
urge you to get more information from her, and I encourage you to do that test. You'd probably be alarmed at what's happening in our bodies, but it's really great information. So thank you, Debbie.